Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular updates on our latest videos. And if you enjoy our content, please share it with your friends and leave a comment to let us know your thoughts. Your support is greatly appreciated. Let's begin.
The Misadventures of a Bumbling Detective. Detective John Smith was a man of average height and build, with a scruffy beard and a fondness for cheap cigars. He was known for his unconventional methods of investigation, which often involved stumbling upon the solution by pure luck, rather than deductive reasoning. Despite his reputation as a bumbling detective, John had a sharp wit and a good heart, which endeared him to many of his colleagues and clients. One day, John received a call from Mrs. Wilson, a wealthy widow who claimed that her prized diamond necklace had been stolen. She had hired several other detectives to investigate the case, but none of them had been successful. John accepted the case and set off to Mrs. Wilson's mansion, eager to solve the mystery. Upon arriving at the mansion, John was greeted by Mrs. Wilson and her loyal butler, Jenkins. The butler showed him around the house, pointing out the room where the necklace had been kept and the various rooms occupied by the other members of the household. John was immediately struck by the number of suspects in the case, including Mrs. Wilson's nieces, nephews, and several servants. John decided to start his investigation by interviewing the butler, Jenkins. The butler told him that he had been with Mrs. Wilson for many years and that he had never seen the necklace before. John asked Jenkins about the other members of the household, and Jenkins told him that they were all away from the mansion when the necklace was stolen. John was not satisfied with the butler's story, and decided to take a closer look at the room where the necklace had been kept. He noticed a small window that had been left open, and concluded that the thief must have entered the room through the window. He decided to interview the servants, one by one, to see if any of them had seen anything suspicious. The first servant that John interviewed was the cook, who told him that she had been cooking in the kitchen all day and had not seen anything unusual. The second servant, the maid, told John that she had been cleaning the other rooms in the house and had not seen anyone enter or leave the room where the necklace had been kept. John was running out of suspects, and decided to take a closer look at the nieces and nephews of Mrs. Wilson. He discovered that one of the nephews, a young man named Charles, had a reputation for being a thief and a liar. John decided to confront Charles, who immediately admitted to stealing the necklace. John was about to arrest Charles when he heard a loud crash from the room where the necklace had been kept. He ran to the room, only to find that the necklace was missing again. John realized that Charles must have had an accomplice, and he decided to set a trap for the thief. John placed a fake necklace in the room and hid himself behind a curtain. Sure enough, the thief soon appeared, and John leapt out to make the arrest. To his surprise, he found that the thief was Mrs. Wilson's butler, Jenkins. Jenkins explained that he had stolen the necklace because Mrs. Wilson had been mistreating him for years, and he had finally decided to take his revenge. John was shocked, but he understood Jenkins's motivations and he arrested him without any fuss. In the end, John solved the case, but not without a few misadventures along the way. Despite his bumbling demeanor, John had once again proved that he was one of the best detectives in the business.